Alrighty, welcome to Module 4, Lesson 4, the problem set. And in this lesson, we are going to identify, define, and draw parallel lines. Well, let's see. Last time we did perpendicular lines, which were, that's right, they were line pairs that had right angles. So we're looking for right angles. This time, we're looking for a pair of lines that don't intersect, never will intersect. Means they will never touch. So let's get started. Alrighty. Okay, and number one, what we're doing is we're going to trace at least one pair of parallel lines. So let's go ahead and do that. So if we look at the note symbol here, we can, oopsie, we can take a line and draw that on one of these sides of the note, do another line on the other side of the note, and looky there, you have parallel lines. Well, go ahead and pause the video. You'll find lots of parallel lines in these pictures here. So go ahead and pause the video when you're ready. Press play. Alrighty, how'd you do? Well, you could have found many different examples of parallel lines. So hopefully you were able to find them and identify them. And for number two, it says, well, how do we know if two lines are parallel? Well, we know two lines are parallel if what? That's right, they will never intersect. So let's write that. That's right, they will never intersect. All right, well, let's look at the next one, number three. And what we're going to do here is we are going to, in the square and triangle grids, use the given line segments and draw a segment that is parallel using a straight edge. Okay, well, let's try this out. Okay, well, let's look at the first example here, and let's get our line tool here. So we're gonna look at this and say, okay, well, wait, if that goes there, what if I take a line segment and let's start it about here, and then we're gonna make that parallel. Now, wait a minute, oh, that's not parallel. That's not gonna work. So we're gonna have to make it parallel. So let's do that. So let's readjust it. We move it. Okay. And we're going to move that and make it parallel. So I'm going to make it right there. And go, okay, it's parallel. But if you notice, look at it here. So I started it like this one there, and then there's one there. So they have to be, those two lines have to be parallel. And if we look at the other one, if we start it, let's say we start one right here, then we go up, this goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I go right here. Basically, if I were to connect those 2 points, they should also be parallel. Well, let's see. Let's give it a whirly-dirly. Let's try that. See if they appear then. Whoops. Wrong tool. That's not going to work. Let's try the line tool. Here we go. Let's try that now. Whoops. Having a little bit of a difficulty here. Let's try one more time. Right here. And we're going to go up through that point there. Huh. Oh, no, wait. It has to go through that point right up here. Now we're talking. Now you can see that they definitely look parallel, that they will never intersect. Well, press the pause button and see if you can make parallel lines out of the next 2 lines down in the triangular grid. Alrighty, how'd you do? Okie dokie. Let's move on to side number 2. Well, welcome to side number 2. And this one, we're going to determine whether figures have sides that are, this time we are looking for parallel. We are looking for parallel lines. Okay. And we're going to use our right angle template that you created, circle and letter. Okay, so in the first one, we see that AB is parallel to CD. Okay, well, are there any more that could be parallel? Well, sure there can. And to show parallel lines, what we're going to do is we're going to mark that with okay, for AB, so AB, that's parallel to, let's see, AB is, well, they already marked that. That's parallel like that, so AB, CT. But there's also, isn't AC parallel to, see, I see AC is also, that's this one here, parallel to BD. It is. Wait a minute, what are these little, oh, well, that was that's our parallel symbol. So we have to make sure we get that in there, that it's parallel, and then we can show that those are parallel by putting, now this time I had one arrows in there, so I'm going to put 2 arrows here and 2 arrows here. So this has 2 sets of parallel lines. Well, let's look at B. Well, how many sets of parallel lines do I see here? Well, I only see HI and, let's see, HI and JK. Those are parallel. They'll never meet. So we're going to say HI, that's parallel to JK. Because obviously JH and IK will meet somewhere way up your page about here if you were to extend those lines out. Okay, so let's move on to the rest. I'll let you do the rest on your own and hit the play button when you're ready. Alrighty, how'd you do? Well, let me scroll back up just a little bit here. So you can see that E and D have no parallel lines. Well, E, D, and F have no parallel lines, and then C, D, and F no parallel lines. E has 2 sets of parallel lines. G has 3 sets of parallel lines, and H has 1 set of parallel lines. So check your answers, and let's get to the last side. Okay, welcome to the last side. True or false? A triangle cannot have parallel lines. Think about that and explain your answer. Well, if you said true, you're right. Because a triangle only has 3 sides, you can never have one side that won't touch another side. So, yeah. So that's why. Triangle will never have parallel lines. Well, let's look at number 6, and it says explain why A, B, and C, D are parallel, but E, F, and G, H are not. Okay, because the definition of parallel lines are lines that will never intersect. A, B will never intersect with C, D, but E, F, if you were to extend those lines somewhere along the line, they would intersect. Now, this is just for demonstration purposes only. If we were to continue that line, okay, let's say, and we were to continue this line, let's say, eventually somewhere around here, somewhere over the rainbow, or somewhere down here, you can see they would indeed intersect. That's for demonstration purposes only. We don't really need those lines there, but they will intersect at some point. So let's go on to the last one, which is draw a line using a straight edge, and then use the right angle template to construct a parallel line. Okay, so we're going to draw a line. Yep. And you're going to use your template to try and draw a parallel line. So you're going to have to get your template out and do it. And when you're done, you should end up with 2 lines that don't or won't ever intersect. Well, there's your problem set. I hope that helps. And the only thing left to do is, oh yeah, that's right, your homework. Okay, well, that's not too bad. I can get my homework done. Anyway, see you next time, same place. Hasta la vista, baby.